Welcome to This Week in Anime History, where we talk about things that happened this week in anime history. We're going to go all the way back to start off with October 3rd, 1982. And full disclosure, there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of premieres, right? It's October,
Right.
New shows come out, so we get all of these coming out. So October 3rd, 1982 was the premiere of a little show called Super Dimension Fortress Macross in Japan. What was your first exposure to Macross / Robotech, so forth and so on? Like, how old were you when you first came across that franchise?
I was probably 13, 14. It was on, I think it was on Channel 20, actually.
That's what I recall.
Yeah, and I think it was a Robotech story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar thing for me. I was, and it was too adult for me. It was too grown up. I couldn't handle it. It was far too serious. I remember it was the episode where they infiltrate the Zentradi ship, and so they're in the Veritech that like has a Zentradi soldier uniform on it, and they're creeping through. And I was like, "Whoa, this is way too grown up for me." But that was 1982, Macross, and obviously, formative mecha series, very popular and very influential. We can move forward to 1995, October 4th. Very popular series, 1995. Can you guess? One of the biggest. We were actually just talking about it earlier. Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Second Impact happened October 4th, pretty much, when that came out. I would love to see how long it took for that show for folks to kind of to realize for how much time it took for that to kind of gather steam after the premiere.
Well, I was going to say, I don't think I watched the entirety of it until it came on to Toonami.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I was like, oh, I know what this is, and I should watch this. And I watched it, and then got very angry at the
end. I have a really weird history with Evangelion because I got the first disc when it was first released by ADV Films. I guess AD Vision back then. And I think I still have a copy of that because that's not, they changed that and re-released it because of problems they had with it. Like, it's not the like coding on the DVD was not the best.
Gotcha.
You cannot get that disc anymore. Like, even when they went and did the box set and so forth, it's a different set, like a whole different menus, everything, that stuff.
Wow.
Watched that first and loved it, and then never watched any more of it for years. And then I watched the end of it. So I watched episodes 1 through 5, and then 25 and 26. Wow, weird. We can then
that's like starting your life, then falling down and having a coma, and then waking up at the end of it and going, "What the hell happened?"
Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus.
Well, fortunately, the thing about Evangelion is that I couldn't escape it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I knew everything that happened. Like, the plot was no surprise. Everyone said, "Oh my gosh, the ending's so crazy." Everyone hates the ending. I was like, "Well, I gotta watch it now and see what everyone's talking about."
I gotta show you Evangelion Redeath someday.
We can now fast forward 7 years to October 3rd, 2002, and the first episode of Naruto on TV Tokyo in Japan. So,
but no website.
No website. Couldn't have a website in 2002. But yeah, this is one of those things where you think back and you're like, man, could anyone have predicted that 20 years later they would still be doing new episodes of Naruto? Obviously, it's Boruto, but still.
Yeah.
Man, what a franchise. I remember that. Yeah, Otakon 2003. It felt like half the cosplayers were Naruto cosplayers.
Yeah.
They just took over. It was crazy.
That was like that in my first Otakon in 2004. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
it was just all that. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah. What's going on?
I don't get it. I don't understand. But, so actually, you know, come to think about it, that is actually another series that I never got into. Like, I tried watching a couple episodes, and what I know of Naruto, I know from Naruto Linkin Park AMVs. So, you know, that's the standard.
And actually, it must have been 2004 because I'm sure Naruto didn't come over here until 2000. You know, for another like year and a half.
Well, probably.
It must have been the
2004.
Yeah. Well, a year later, after that premiere in Japan, we got the premiere of Fullmetal Alchemist. Yeah.
You still haven't seen it, right?
I've seen the first like 3 or 4 episodes.
Okay, and which one? Brotherhood or the other?
The original.
The original. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is kind of ironic because Brotherhood's the original, and that's
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you think Fullmetal sits in kind of the pantheon of franchises now?
I think it's going to be one of those. And give it about 3 or 4 more years, and it's going to be one of those where it's going to be like people are going to be like, "Oh yeah, that one." It was a really had a big flash in the pan for that lasted a little while, and then it just kind of petered out because I don't think they really followed up on it. They did Conquer Shambhala, and they did a couple of other things, and that was it. And then they brought in Brotherhood and tried to like retell the story all over again from the manga, and it didn't really launch. I don't think like the first one did, like the first series.
I feel like Brotherhood got in a whole bunch of the original fans, but it didn't create a huge number of new FMA fans.
No. When the first FMA came out, that was like a Toonami special kind of thing where people who were getting into anime, they saw this, they were probably aware that the manga was out there.
Yeah.
But this is what they bought into because that's what happened for me. And they bought into this, and it was I liked it. I still love it to this day. And you know, and yes, I still get a little bit angry whenever the memes of Shao's daughters pops up. But anyway, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's just that's what I mean. It's like a big flash in the pan from that held for a long time, and the cosplay was really good for that. And I think actually that's what kept it alive in the United States for a while was because the cosplay is so good with that TV series, and it's accessible cosplay, meaning that the hardest one to do would probably be Edward
Al.
And Al, sorry, Al. You know, with the armor, but even so, people have fun with that. And but yeah, it did not have the staying power that a lot of other series has. Like Cowboy Bebop is really only the one season and a couple movies.
Yeah.
But people are like Cowboy Bebop, yes, you know. But with Full Metal, people are just like, or like me, are just like, yay! But you know, it's not that guttural, you know, response to it.
Speaking of the manga, I seem to recall that the manga came over stateside pretty quickly.
Yes.
For FMA.
Yeah, if you wanted access to the manga, it wasn't hard to get.
Yeah, and that seems to be one of those things where if you're into FMA the anime, you could then go and read the manga, get into the manga, you know, go down that way, which helped keep it around for a little while longer compared to all the other shows coming out at the time.
Yeah,
and the I think it just kind of helped it stick for a little bit.
Yeah, I think whenever anybody's going to think of MFA, of Fullmetal Alchemist, I think they're going to think of the first series and immediately think of Trigun because they both came out on Toonami about the same time. I think one was right before the other. But Trigun, talk about a series that was small and still just like keeps on going somehow.
Yeah.
Ooh, can't wait for that one.
Yep.
That reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was beautiful animation.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, at Otakon they actually gave us a little teaser, like really small teaser of the animation, and it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, that's gonna be an experience.
Yeah.
That's all the anime history for this week. Thanks for watching. See you next week.